We gonna let the band deal with this. In my A style. Old school. Okay. Shut up. Okay. What's up? Shut up. Okay. What's up? Okay. Shut up. Okay.
Hello. Hey, stick around. You clicked on it. We got a nice pile for you. It's Dabsports. You got Adam with the stupid hat on. You got Spade with the HBCU hat on because, shout out black people. Uh, with
I'm
that
with
being
that.
said, man, it's done been a couple weeks. Man,
Yeah,
how you been rocking, man?
man, everything been good. You know what I'm saying? Got some good stuff to talk about. We've been, like you said, we took a little hiatus, so a lot of stuff that been going on. We ain't get to talk to the people about, so we gotta make up for that, bro.
Yeah, man. And look, I got a new segment for us, man. It's called "Are We Dumb?" And y'all let us know in the comments. One, are we dumb? And two, if you like the segment. So I'm gonna start with mine, and then I'm gonna tell you what yours is. So,
All right.
so yesterday, for the first time in my life, bro, I found out why the 76ers are the 76ers. I had no idea that the 76ers was short for 1776, representing when America started this whole time in life. Don't ask me what I thought the 76 was for. If you could have told me it was Dr. J's favorite number, I would have believed it. I had
Yeah,
no idea that was
yeah.
what it was about, bro.
That's crazy. I mean, bro, that's crazy. Because I mean, only one I had to look up was like the 49ers. I don't know where the hell that comes from. You know what I mean? But the 76ers, bro, they in Philly. I mean, what are you talking about?
Bro, shit never clicked. I literally heard somebody, I was listening to a pod, and it was like, yeah, LeBron should go there. And it's the 250 year. It's the 1776ers. And bro, I'm
Yeah.
sitting there going, for real, like never crossed my mind. And I know the 49ers, it's about the gold rush in Northern California. I know what that one is. Had no idea what the 76ers. So am I dumb for not knowing that? Please let us know in the comments. And then and it sounds like quarter Adam I am. Like nigga, how you not know that? Like
Ain't no
basketball player
comment,
my
bro.
whole
I'm gonna
life.
let you live. I'm
Had
gonna
no
let you
idea.
live.
But I'm gonna let you tell the people watching what your dumb thing is. Tell them about your bet about Bryce Young over those 5 or 6 games, and
I
y'all
mean,
let them know. So,
you can say it's dumb, or you can say I fully believe in my guys. All right, I fully believe in my guys, and I told you last night that I said the first 6 games of the season, I'm betting on Bryce Young plus 150 passing yards, plus 150 passing yards, and I told you, well, I'm not gonna say what the rest of that text message was, because I'm riding with Bryce. But I expect him to get at least 5 out of 6 of those. If he has one game where we got a first place schedule this year. So if we got one game where they stifle up the offense, I'll give them that. But 150 yards, we got these weapons for him. No excuse. No excuse. I expect to win some money off him this year, bro. I expect it.
so, so I think this is an obvious answer. But if you watch and let Adam know is he dumb for betting
Uh-uh.
Bryce Young to throw
Uh-uh.
over 150 for 5 straight games, and
I'm
let's
not.
and there was multiple times he didn't do that last year. So I mean, there is a
Yeah, but bro, I just looked it up. He only didn't do it maybe 4 or 5 games. So you would expect every year that number is going to shrink. Every year, if you believe that Bryce is getting better, which we got some more news to talk about. I think he is getting better, and I think the league agrees. Okay,
so so uh, at the time of this recording, the NFL Top 100 is slowly coming out. They have 100 through 70, and it's been some Panthers to make it. Some people are too low. One player is extremely too high, and another player should be probably considered happy to be there. And let's start with number 98. We just talked about him, Bryce Young.
with a
It's a
bullet,
top 100 player. What?
98 with a bullet, my G. Come on now. He got him to the playoffs. I know you over here disrespecting him, comparing him to Justin Fields and Zach Wilson. He's a playoff quarterback now. You can't take that away from him. You absolutely can't take it away from him. You could bring up the record. He made the playoffs. All right. That's my piece.
And that's fine. Can I ask you? I'm gonna ask you one question. Have you ever seen another quarterback be in the top 100 and never have a winning season?
I don't know the whole history of the top 100, so I don't want to confirm or deny. I will say it is a little odd. It is a little odd. You shocked me when you told me the news, but like I said, I expect this progression. And when I look at him at the end of the season, I looked at him like he was a mid-tier quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember where we placed him, but I remember towards the end of the season, I was like, I don't think he's like a bottom five quarterback anymore. I feel like he's right in the middle. I think even at one point during the season when we were like going on our little, it wasn't a win streak because we were dropping the game every other game, but when we were doing a little bit better, they had him like right around 18 or something like that, which to me, if you're a top 15 to 20 quarterback, you can have an argument for being a top 100 player just because of how important the position is. So from that aspect, I'm sure that's how they got to it. But them putting him at 19 shows that he was clearly on the fence. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
It
and
did.
then if we keep going up the list, um, and this is at the time I'm recording, so we don't know who may be in the top 70, but based on where Derek Brown is, which is a disgrace, 90, only 8 spots higher than Bryce. He's a top 3 G tackle, and granted, we may be biased, and me trying to move my homerism by saying he top 3 when honestly I think he top 2. But we're
Yeah.
gonna say top 3, and if you really like, nah, top 5 at the worst. Like there's no, you can't name 5 defensive tackles that's better than him.
No.
So for him to be 90 is crazy, and we know how important interior pressure and run stopping is. Like
Yeah.
that's that's disrespectful.
Yeah. I don't really get that one, bro. The only thing I could think of is, well, I've been trying to make reason of it before we got on the pod. I mean, I know he was hurt, but he doesn't have a history of being hurt. He's always played. Our run defense took a significant jump once this year when he came back. He was really the only. I mean, we had rookies, but in terms of dudes who made a consistent impact, Brown was right in the center of that. So, JC's been there in and out of the lineup. He was in and out of the lineup a little bit this year. Mike Jack has gotten better. But I think for everybody who actually watches a lot of Panthers games, which is probably only some people watching this pod right now, and then just other Panthers fans, we know who our defensive MVP is. JC can get all the bread. That's a sexy position. Derek Brown plays a kind of like a run stopping and clogger, so he can let the other guys eat. And we haven't had guys who can really show that they can um, show that once Derek Brown takes that double team, that they can beat single teams. So I think Jalen Phillips being there this year is going to help a big amount, and the emergence of Nick Scorton. It's going to make people appreciate what Brown brings to a team a little bit more, bro.
Yeah, and then ahead of him, which love what he did his rookie season. I still don't think he should be ahead of Derek Brown, but 87, T Mac. I feel like he has to be happy to be there, coming off a rookie season, the
Yeah.
best rookie receiver to come into the league last year. Um, I think he was held back by his quarterback situation. But with that being said, T Mac 87, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Good, good place to start out after 1 year.
Yeah, well deserved. I agree. Well deserved. Yeah. Not much to say about that. He was our offense, so he belongs on the list for sure.
And then there's one more. JC Horn. I think this is a little disrespectful, but I can at least live with this disrespect. JC Horn, 76.
Yeah.
Um, it's good to see him on the list.
Yeah.
I could argue he's higher, but I don't think it's quite as disrespectful as Derek Brown. Like, if you want to put Horn there, he's a corner. He's not I don't think he's a top 5 corner. Maybe we would have to go back and look to see, but 76, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Like, I don't think he should be much higher, maybe in the 60s, but I think
Yeah.
76 is a good spot.
It's hard to with the other two guys that we were talking about, they're so low on the list. That's kind of like why we can have a critique of them. But with JC, I'm with you. It's kind of hard to say make a critique. We ain't seen the corners who they got above him yet. So like they might only have 5 corners above him, and and that's like not disrespectful of all if they got him 5 or 6. Because we talked about it last year when he first got the deal. I was like, oh, he's definitely a top 3 corner. It's like Pat Surtain. At the time we was thinking Sauce, and then those like the only 2 young guys you could really put above him. But since then, there's been some guys, obviously Derek Stingley. The Seahawks had 2 guys this year that was really playing out their mind. So, and then of course you always got dudes like with Sneed and the other guy that KC just got rid of, McDuffie. So you have some other
Yeah.
guys who kind of made a name for themselves this year. So yeah, I mean, I got to see who they put above him. I'm not terribly mad at that. I mean, at this point, I'm still like, if Derek Brown was right around that area, I might have been okay. You know what I'm saying? Like right around the 70s, I might have been cool with that. So
Yeah. I would say Gonzalez. You can make an argument. Well, yeah, Gonzalez had a really good season last year. So,
forgot about Christian. Yeah, you're right.
yeah. So, yeah, you can't be too mad at Horn. Now, it'd be interesting based off of production. Is there a chance Mike Jack is higher than him?
I knew you were gonna say that. Nah, the way they rated Derek Brown, I don't think they're gonna give any guy like off the Carolina. This is his first real season, putting up those type of numbers where he looked like he's a true starter. I don't think they're gonna give him that type of respect just yet. I think half of this list is voted on by their peers. So remember we talked about it last year when Derek Brown missed the Pro Bowl, how his peers were the ones who didn't get him in. You know what I'm saying? So or I think it was because I don't think it was the fan vote. I'm pretty sure it was like the peers vote that he didn't get in. So yeah, I don't think they'll show Mike Jackson that kind of respect.
Got you. And then, man, yeah. So I wonder. Well, I feel like Phillips got a chance to be there. Floyd, after the season he had, has a chance to be there. I mean, technically they're Panthers, but this is based off of last year, so
Yeah,
what they did wasn't with the Panthers. I don't, I don't think there's nobody else. Maybe a O lineman, uh, Morton, or yeah, maybe a O lineman. We might sneak a O lineman out there, but I doubt any other Panther who actually played on the team last year is gonna make the list.
yeah. I mean, like you said, Lloyd and Jalen. I should have looked it up before we got on here to see where they ranked last year. Um, but yeah, when I typed them in, they were saying that they're both virtual locks to be on the list. It just depends on how high they are. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's always a good thing. And
Yeah,
then, you know, last night, uh, we was texting and it was
yeah,
there UFC 329, the Conor McGregor comeback. And it just reminded you, bro, we both in our mid-30s. Like, there's times we just get up and shit hurt.
yeah,
And Conor in his mid-30s. And I saw his knee be mid-30s.
man, bruh.
Uh,
eh, Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
yeah, bro. That just so anticlimactic. Like,
Yeah,
oh man. So such a letdown. Like there's no way else to put it.
yeah. I mean, bro, there was a lot of people. There's a lot of people who don't like Connor, and I talked to a couple people like that. Like Jamel, he was like, "Man, I hate Connor." He was like, "I'm glad it happened that way." It's like you gotta appreciate the showmanship of boxing in the UFC. That braggadocious nature, you feeling some type of way about him is why he's a star, right? There's a lot of guys who I was trying to get Malachi's getting into boxing and UFC now, and I was telling him I was like, bro, you got a lot of dudes who are great fighters that can't sell shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're boring guys to keep up with. Whereas a dude like Connor, not only is he an exciting fighter, he also brings a lot to the sport with his nature. So it's just like for him to not be able to even put on a show, we've been anticipating this, shows you like the real like fight fans are. You know what I mean? Because I wanted Max to win. We talked about it, but I wanted to see a fight, bro. So that joint was definitely a big letdown, especially the way the other co-main event lasted was so quick. So
Yeah, but that shows you like the two different styles of a quick fight. Quick fight, the injury is like, dang, we didn't get to see that. The other quick fight with Paddy, who I believe is going to be the next UFC star who reaches that Ronda Connor GSP level, and he might already be there. Paddy, like got Benoit up out of there quickly. And he's told us before, he said he gonna shoot, put that neck out there, and I'm gonna grab it. And when he locked in, and you saw he got his hand behind his head
It's
with the
over.
elbow, like
Yeah,
there was nothing he could do. And then wrapped his legs, and he tried to roll. He rolled with him, like
yeah,
he was
yeah.
asleep.
The most the most exciting time of the fight was wondering if Benoit was gonna be able to make it a fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, that thing is locked in. Like, is this over? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, and the way he had it locked in, I was like, oh yeah, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. That was
Bro,
a wrap.
the funniest part is like when they rolled him over, and he was like, "Hey, what happened?" Like he woke up, like like you was asleep, sir.
That's usually a sign that it didn't end well for you. If you gotta ask somebody what happened, bro.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, that was wild, bro. But I mean, look, I thought it was I thought that was gonna be a good fight. They got their measurables was close. Paddy's got a really good record, and he was coming off of that loss to Gaethje, where we were like, yo, was that just a bad matchup for him? Did he get caught slipping? He have a bad, there's so many things that can happen with a fighter. So I wasn't one of the people who like wrote Paddy off, but I definitely thought he looked vulnerable, and that's why I thought Benoit was gonna get could get the win. So
Yeah, and I had sent it to you when I text Pie. I was like, "Yo, should be a banger," but Patty got submission, and well,
yeah,
he can submit you. But going back to the Justin Gaethje fight, like I feel like even in that loss, his stardom rose because that fight was a potential fight of the year type fight, like
yeah,
a banger.
100%.
So yeah, like his stars rising, and I would argue, as you watching a fight, like far as the pop, when people walk out, I think he got a bigger pop than Connor. Even Connor, like that, oh Paddy the bad.
Yeah,
Like they was showing that. Like that's one of the first times I seen them like truly zoom out to show the crowd and to show how they're
yeah,
reacting to like
yeah.
somebody coming in.
Is that
And
what made
Connor
you
pop
say
more.
that about him being the next star? Like you're seeing that whole scene and everything like that?
No. So I thought that going back a couple fights because his pop has always been kind of big, but even at the press conference, someone asked him, said, "Hey, you got a bigger pop than Connor here," and he was like, "Nah, I got the second biggest pop. It's still Connor." So you kind of heard it at the press conference, and then like
Yeah,
before the fight, just confirmed it. Like it was like he's up next, and I feel like that just showed, nah, he here, and
yeah,
then he delivered on it. Like
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not the type of fight you want to see necessarily, but you got fighters who, some dudes is bad. They're just bad dudes, bro. Like they'll get cats out of there quick. You get excited for a fight, especially like that's how I would usually be on the female side. When you got like a really dominant fighter, like whoever that dominant fighter is, whether it was Cyborg, Nunez. We talked about. I think in the pod before last, we talked about Rousey. How like during their run, they get people up out of here quick. So that's the one bad thing about the UFC. Like the really good fighters, there's a clear distinction between them and the rest. So I'm with you, bro. Paddy brings it. He got the personality, bro. He's got juice in his fights. He's got plenty of ways to win. So I can definitely see him. You talked to me about it last night too. You can lose a couple and still be considered like one of the all-time greats. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
he's gonna be.
and like only one of his UFC fights that he's won has went to the scorecard. That's the other thing. Like it's always for when you got somebody who get him out of there. And when he do wrestle, like we saw, it ain't to hold you down and beat you up. Like he got
Yeah,
11 submission wins. Like he going to get you up out of here.
yeah,
We ain't playing around.
yeah. I'm with you on that, bro. Yeah, he's a problem.
Yeah.
He's a problem.
So yeah, man. I don't even know what's the next what you consider a big card. I know Kamaru Usman is fighting that South African dude. Oh my goodness.
DDP.
Yep.
Yeah,
But I think
yeah,
that's even a fight night card. But with them all being free now, I guess it don't really too
yeah.
much matter if it's fight night or not. But yeah, so I think that's the
Oh,
next big one.
we got to talk about the King Green and what's your man? He
Oh
got up
yeah,
out of here, bruh. That was a crazy fight, dog. That was a crazy fight.
yeah, yeah. Like what a comeback. Oh my goodness, I just had it up too. What's the youngin' name?
Can't remember. I
So
was about to call him Whitaker. I
Terrence
thought,
Terrence Terrence McKinney,
yeah,
King
McKinney.
Green.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
So a quick little backstory. They were friends. Bobby Green would change his name to King Green. Was like, hey, let's not fight. We homies. And Terrence accepted the fight.
yeah,
So you can make an argument like, oh man, that's kind of fucked up. Maybe that
yeah,
nigga ain't a solid dude. He ain't got a big heart. Uh, then Terrence is tearing Bobby up. Like he tearing Bobby up. The ref could have called it. Could have
yeah.
called it.
Couple
And
times.
yeah, so then McKinney got behind Bobby Green, and Bobby started hitting him in the face, and he let you. Um, DC pointed out. He looked up, and Bobby said, "Nah, you still got a minute," and started punching him in the face, and that's when the tide started turning. And I saw one of the ugliest losses ever. Like, oh, buddy didn't even get hit; he got snipped and just fell over.
Yeah,
Like it was a clear quit, and he only had the last 10 seconds. He heard the bell, the little clap to let you know it's 10 seconds.
yeah.
So
That
disgusting.
was crazy. I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, yeah, he got gassed out a little bit, but like we talked about last night when they showed the replay and we saw like he grazed old buddy's elbow, it's just like, bro, I don't care what you got going on. You can last until you can get to the corner. He quit on that fight, and Joe Rogan said it afterwards. He's like, bro, your man's only winning about 20 seconds of that fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like. That's
Yeah,
crazy to me, bro. Like I've seen a couple fights like that where someone's gotten beat, like for the most of the fight and then came back and won at the end. But just to see McKinney, what to me looks like he just kind of quit. He was like, I've had enough of this 20-second flurry. Yeah, that's crazy to me, bro. It's crazy. You got to rethink what he do for
yeah.
sure.
And since we shouting out black fighters, let's shout out Panaz, Damian Panaz. He knocked out El Amato, who is a
Yeah,
like renowned kickboxer. He beat Alex Pereira in kickboxing when Alex Pereira was over there. Knocked him out with a straight, clean jab, like straight,
yeah,
like he
yeah,
didn't even swing that hard, just clean.
yeah,
So he gonna be
yeah,
a problem if he got knockout power at middleweight like that. Like
yeah,
he,
100%. And obviously the rookie or the debut guy. There was people who was talking about. I was really excited to see him because I hadn't really seen a lot of his like amateur stuff. He was on the DFC
get,
their show, right?
all right, Gable
Yeah,
Stevenson.
Gable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard somebody saying he might be like John Jones level, like good, like in terms of just his raw skill combined with his talent level. They were saying he could be like on that type of level, bro.
Yeah, so he's a decorated wrestler, and in that fight you saw a lot of John Jones striking, the front kicks, the T kicks, the kicking at the knee, which a lot of people don't like,
Yeah.
the elbows. Like you saw John Jones striking, and he told DC after the fight, "I didn't even shoot." Like the wrestling shit, he's already the best wrestling heavyweight in the UFC right now without ever wrestling, just because of his decorated background. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro, yeah,
The
that's
problem.
real.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
real.
ready to see more of him for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of want to see him fight. Oh, oh, buddy, who? Oh my goodness. Josh. Fight on the UFC white card who beat.
Mahoki.
Yeah, Hokie. Oh, nasty Hokie. I
Yeah,
wanted to like Hokie, but come on, bro. You can't say I just call out Michelle
yeah,
Obama like that, bro. Like that
yeah.
was
Like
unreasonable, bro.
I kind of had a feeling he was gonna beat our boy, but yeah, when you calling out Michelle like that, she ain't deserve those strays, bro. Come on now.
Bro, come on, that shit nasty.
Yeah,
But
not my first
yeah, man,
nigga.
speaking of people not deserving stuff, uh, this NBA, bro, it's been crazy. Um, I gotta address one thing from the get go. If you see behind me, you see the Bobcats. You know the Bobcats became the Hornets. Hornets fans, man, we hurting, bro. And bef- before I continue, if you're not a Hornets fan, or if you live in North Carolina and root for a team outside of North Carolina, do me one small favor and shut all the way the fuck up. Hornets fans, we finally had us a star that we could get behind. He's been the biggest star of the city since Cameron Newton. Shout out Superman. We finally had one. We had some momentum. We was one of the best teams in the second half of the season. And you trade them? Okay, if you trade them, cool. But you get one first round pick, a couple pick swaps from a team that's going to be better than you. So it's not like you're going to upgrade draft picks. And you get Nas Reed. Nas Reed, cool. He cool. He cool. He's solid, but he'll back up. Like, Con Knipple numbers dipped when Melo isn't on the floor. Brandon Miller numbers dip when Melo isn't on the floor. He was the engine to our offense. All this, oh, he's not a serious. Nah, when he's on the floor, we win. Like, if you don't think he's gonna be healthy, cool, but you still gotta get a little more for it. The only reason why I'm not tripping as much as I was initially is because I saw how little, which we'll talk about, the Celtics got. So I'm kind of like, shit, we still got more than what the Celtics got for
Yeah.
Brown. And I'm as much as I'm a Melo fan, I think Brown is a better player than Melo. So I can't be but so mad when that's all they got. But still, bro, that shit hurt. The Hornets fans, we ain't happy. We ain't happy. Don't tell us, oh, it's better for the long run. No, Kobe, cool. Kobe, I like Kobe. Tar Heel, great off the bench, great even on the floor with Melo. But it ain't the same thing, bro. You cannot replace a 6'8" point guard with vision. We ain't only other people in his class is Magic and LeBron. Granted, they are the superior version of it, but that's the only people in the conversation. You don't see big guards like that with his passing ability. So
Yeah.
to the GM and owner, new owner, we like what you've been doing, but this was tough, man. This remind me of Steve Smith. I know it ain't the same, but it's the same.
I feel you. Look, I know I fit in the category at the beginning when you get a disclaimer to
Yeah,
people to shut
shut
the
the
hell
fuck
up.
up so we can move
But
on.
but I just wanna because I was giving you shit like when we was texting about it because I was just I was giving you shit, bro. But I get how
Yeah.
people from the city will miss LaMelo, but I just will say this: I feel like the your ownership they've been making good moves and they seem like they know what they're doing, right? And I just feel like there's got to be a reason that they sold like I don't even know if that's technically selling high on Melo, but you remember just what was it a year and a half ago? He was in the bucket with Ja and who's the other guard? They were like, we can't get rid of these
Trey,
dudes.
Trey
Trae
Young.
Young. Yeah, so it's just like sometimes you got to go to a different position and be in a different spot. And if your front office don't appreciate you, let him go somewhere else that can. I feel like though Charlotte is in a good spot because even though clearly when you got a dude as offensively gifted as a Melo, your team's gonna be better with him on the court. I just feel like I can see where if you take the ball out of get you an actual like a point guard, like this is what I was about to bring this up when you said there's no point guards like him. Tyrese Halliburton is what they probably wish they had, like a guy who can score for you, but his main impetus on the court is to get everybody involved. Melo can get everybody involved, and he took a step back from scoring this year. I noticed that everybody did, because he took his shots down. I do also, Bill Simmons talked about how he was playing a lot less minutes because they were trying to guard him from getting hurt all season. But I just feel like if you can get you a guard who can, you guys got enough scoring, you know what I mean? And yeah, LaMelo is a really great scorer. But the one part of what I was telling you through text messages that I wasn't joking about is as good as LaMelo is, bro, it's like I don't know, bro. I just feel like he hasn't, for one, you can't rely on him to be on the floor. And he hasn't even shown you that, okay, he puts up a lot of numbers. What does it get you, bro? Like, he's not good enough as a player where he can drag a team of nobodies to anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Making the play-in the Eastern Conference isn't like a huge achievement. The Bulls have been trash for the past 3 years. They always make the Eastern Conference play-in tournament. So from that aspect, you're like, LaMelo was a good player, but is he a great player? I put him on the level of a CJ McCollum. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he could put up all-star numbers. He really should be the number 2 on your team, bro. Number 2.
But that kind of what drives like my whole shut up to everybody who's not here. Don't understand the part of like being a small market team, being a team that in the NBA landscape, even with Kemba Walker and Jefferson, when we have made the playoffs, we still been somewhat of a non-national team, like a irrelevant team in a small market who don't get box office stars. we finally had our box office star and you get rid of him. That's the part that like everybody keep talking about the whole win. No, there's a part of you root for the Lakers. Um, your brother's another person who I got it from a lot, who root for the Knicks. Y'all don't root. Y'all never rooted for a team that is considered irrelevant in the landscape. So when you have a star, it's the same way. And the best way to compare it is, even though Cam accomplished a lot more, there were times where people would be like, Cam ain't this, Cam ain't that. And we like, no, Cam is ours because we had a transcendent like box office star for the first time in Carolina, even before the 15-1 season when, the rest of the world got on board. So it ain't just the court.
But yeah, but it is though, because as big of a star as Cam was, like LaMelo is a social media star. He was a star before he did anything. Like he didn't play in college. In Turkey, it's not like he won a championship. He's not Luka. He's like he's almost like a reality TV star because he dropped 100 points in college, and they had three Ball brothers who all were, hyped up coming out. It's not like Cam Newton was different. We had a reason. We're like, yo, we got to get this dude a chance. He won a Heisman. He got Rookie of the Year. He got his rookie season. He was setting passing records. Where I feel like LaMelo in the NBA is a little different. You can make NBA first team. Sometimes you can even make rookie of the year, and people will be looking at it, it's like, okay, it was either weak rookie class this year. And I get it. He was going against Anthony Edwards. They were in a tight competition. LaMelo is a good player. I'm just saying it would be, to me, people were trying to kick out Cam when we were like, our team was going up and down, and obviously football is way different. I just feel like with LaMelo, if LaMelo had got a playoff berth, made an all-star team without having to be a reserve, you know what I'm saying? Made an all NBA selection, been an all NBA defender, any of those things, that'd be cool. But I get what you're saying, you want a star. But the reason I told you that didn't make any sense is because you have to think about what's more important to me. Do I want to be talked about nationally and have a guy who everybody knows, or do I want to have a team who actually has a chance of winning? LaMelo has not shown you any time that he can be the leader of a winning team, bro. He just hasn't. So when you be like, I want to hold on to that, it's just like this dude doesn't care about the championships. He cares about being relevant, and your relevancy hasn't gotten you anything. Like absolutely nothing.
But this is, and that's the part that, again, this is why it's non-Hornets fan, shut the fuck up day. Because as someone who has season tickets, who's been to games while Melo's playing, before Melo, who's been to playoff, like seasons we made the playoff, in the arena, the juice is different when Melo's on the court. Like when you're sitting there, especially when you got season tickets and it feels like work going to these games, it's a difference when you have that type of juice in the arena. And it ain't because Steph is coming to play, Bron is coming to play. It's because you have a player there that it's a different feeling. So yeah, I just completely disagree. I get your whole go to a championship, but you're talking to a team who's been irrelevant and nowhere near a championship. And this trade makes us no closer to a championship and a lot closer to a relevancy because your Duke player who pooped the bed and at the end of the season ain't like that when Melo ain't on the floor. And everybody keep trying to make him like he like that. But he ain't when Melo's off the floor and the numbers bear that out.
Yeah, but bro, like I'm pretty sure if you got to give him time to grow. I feel like they're looking at what he can be, and like you said, you don't want to hear about the future. But if Klay Thompson didn't play with Steph Curry, he probably would have up and down rookie season, right? Your point guard does matter, but when you show that you have the ability to shoot, because his joint it wasn't like there's certain guys where LeBron, he's famous for this. He'll play with guys who can shoot the ball, and then they go to another team and they're not good because that guy can't demand the same amount of attention for them, and they're not getting open shots anymore. Jokic, I'm sure he's gonna do that for a lot of guys. Luka does that for a lot of guys. I don't think Khan is that way. I think Khan was a really good shooter who can take advantage of the space, but I think people are looking at him just because of his pedigree, going to Duke, coming in and averaging 18 on a team where they needed that, right? And he was shooting 40% from the three, break a rookie 3-point shooting record. There's more to it than just, okay, yeah, he didn't play well this year. Because once again, LaMelo, we can point to LaMelo in big games and be like, he he wasn't the reason they won for sure, or he hasn't been, and he wasn't able to, like in all the playing games that they're playing losses, they've been blown out. And so I don't know, bro. Like I said, I can't argue with how you feel. Like you said, you were a season ticket holder. Respect to that. But at some points, you got to be like, yo, what is the end goal here? And if with LaMelo on our team, if you genuinely believe that with LaMelo, he could be the star of your team and you guys can go places, that's one thing. But if you're just like, I'm cool with being an eighth seed as long as when I go to my 40 games, I get to see a show. That to me is like, you might as well watch the big three or something, bro, because you're trying to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be entertained. Like, go to the circus or something, my nigga. Like, you're trying to win a championship. LaMelo has not shown that he can do that. So you got to move on, bro. Point blank, period.
And then voice to that, I'm gonna move on. But again, like I said, shout out to all the Hornets fans who 100% agree to me, and all y'all other non-Hornets fans going, nah, this shit is better. Shut the fuck up. But I did like the Miles Bridges trade, like way to fleece the Phoenix Suns owner just because he went to the same school as the owner.
Right.
That was a good pickup.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I do
yeah,
think Nas is going to be good for the squad too. I think obviously I don't think they think Kobe White is going to be the point guard of y'all of the future. I think they're going to try to see him wait, but you never know how. Like I don't think that Indiana Pacers knew that they was going to be able to get Tyrese Halliburton or Pascal Siakam. You get what I'm saying? So I just think that like if y'all get you a point guard, I really thought y'all were a Ja team, but I guess why would you get rid of LaMelo to bring in Ja? You know what I'm saying? So they're both making a lot of money. But I just honestly believe that when they were at their peak, Ja was a better player.
at peaks, yeah, I agree with you. At the peak, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But if we talking a quintessential point guard, no, I don't agree with you there. But at the peak of it, just the overall player, yeah, I agree with you. But speaking of just trades and places, man, arguably the biggest shot, Jaylen Brown being traded to the 76ers for just Paul George and 2 first-round picks, and I believe one of them is even a swap. Um, Bro, you want to talk about just what's your thoughts? I know what my thoughts are. What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, bro, it's got to be something else coming. That's the only thing I thought of when that happened. There's no way you want to get rid of a guy that bad where you set your team back like this. You know what I'm saying? Like you got. At first I was sitting there thinking, I was like, maybe they believe in JT that much, where they're like, well, look, JB got us to the playoffs, got us 56 wins, and we legit thought we were gonna be tanking this year. It was like a development year, let the young guys grow type of thing. Let's cut contract salary. So let's get JB's contract out of here. JT's healthy this year, and let's actually take that money that we were trying to save and put some pieces around him. And because you hear a lot of dudes like Windhorst and them talk about how they don't think the concept of having 2 stars and paying that type of money is going, as long as you got the Spurs out there who go 9, 10 deep, pause, as long as you got the Thunder out there that got 9 or 10 players that they can play out there, you can't just have a really good starting five and no bench. So the more I've had time to think about it, I'm like, maybe the Celtics are onto something. Paul George is a good complementary piece, whereas JB needs the ball. You got to play that back and forth. But for this season, I just don't see how you can get better by losing Jaylen Brown, bro. So
Yeah, my thought is at first I was like, damn, that's all you got. But more and more I thought about it, they must really think Jaylen Brown is ass. And the reason why I say that is you look at when Mikal Bridges got traded from the Nets to the Knicks, they got 5 first round picks, and it was mostly because, hey, not only are you an Eastern Conference team, you're in New York with us. They traded him to a division team. Like if the Panthers tomorrow traded Bryce Young to the Falcons, we would first be like, oh damn, that's crazy in division. But you gotta think, oh, Bryce ain't gonna come back to hurt us. Like
right,
to
100%.
trade him in division.
Yeah,
And usually if you do that, it's a tax. It's like, all right, you gotta pay the tax. And in fact, not only did they not pay the tax, they got a discount.
yeah,
It's like you really either can't believe he's gonna come back to haunt you, or you think he's a toxic to the locker room, but he really ain't did nothing. Like we've seen a lot more toxic situations in the NBA. Like you see the James Harden show up fat, do stupid shit like that. Like all he really said was it was a fun season and shoot at Stephen A. Like
yeah.
Like,
No, I'm with you.
it,
I don't know what it is about JB. I mean, he obviously I didn't like the comments he made at the end of the season, but being a Laker fan, any type of Celtics turmoil, I'm here for it. So I didn't really like him saying it's my favorite season, but I don't know. I feel like that would make any other player that were out of the season feel some type of way. I mean, just naturally. You know what I'm saying? If you dad going,
yeah,
be like, I mean, we can take it back to high school, nigga. Like, if you dad going, me, you, and Matt are on the team. If Matt is our leading scorer, and then Matt goes out for 10 games, and man, you just killing the pick and roll, looking like Shaq and Kobe out there, and Matt comes back and we like, yeah, man, we cool, man, we winning, but them 10 games, those might have been the most fun of the season. I ain't gonna hold you. Matt would feel some type of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, they had success, but they're saying that they like playing without me on the court. That's basically what that is. He could say all that. Oh, I liked it because we weren't highly, bro, you were the guy. You liked the fact that you were the guy. The team was sitting around you. People doubted you, and you answered the call. Respect, bro. Just say that. But for Philly's aspect, obviously you had to do it. I just don't really know where they're going. Like, I feel like they're good enough to make it to like the Eastern Conference Finals, but without a big that you can rely on, bro, I don't really know what they're gonna do. So
yeah. I think they're gonna have a good regular season. But moving to the Sixers again on paper, that trio sound good, and I'm not really including Joel just because we know he's gonna be in and out with injuries. Like, that's three people who want the ball, and like you said, this is a person who just said, "Hey, I like when the arguably better player or best player was out, so I can have the ball." Like, VJ gonna want the ball. He's up and coming. And then Maxi, like, he's the guard who can get by anybody, score buckets. That's gonna be a lot of mouths to feed with three different people who want the ball, and somebody's already expressed, you know, they like having it. I think that's gonna be an interesting, like, social experiment for sure. Like, off the
yeah,
court more than how they play on the court.
yeah, I think they're gonna get along off the court. I just think I think the opposite in terms of I think the on court is gonna be the biggest thing they're gonna have to face. But I honestly believe it's just gonna come down to Maxi. Is Maxi gonna take a step? Because he's a point guard who scores 28 a game. So
Yeah,
he's
he's not a
basically
facilitator
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
basically Dame Lillard out there. It's like, yeah, he can pass the ball. That's not what he's looking to do. If he gets stopped and he can't score, so he's gonna have to change his game up this year. I'm gonna have to see kind of what we saw out of LaMelo this year. Oh, I got two guys who can run with me. I can't score 26 this year. I got to score 21, and I think the team would be better for it. Like, they could have legit three guys who all average 20 or close to it. Because I don't know if VJ's gonna get to that 20-point threshold just yet, but you can definitely have. I mean, JB has shown that he can play with another star. So I think when Joel is in and out of the lineup, that's gonna be the big thing. How do we play when Joel is up? We can't play super fast when Joel is is in the lineup. And when he is in the lineup, we got to make sure he gets his touches. At that point, everybody gonna be happy. So it's like one of them teams that it's difficult to guard against, and you feel like they're gonna do well in the playoffs too, or they can. But they got so many different question marks right now, bro.
Yeah, if I'm them, honestly, I call the Bucks and I go, "Hey, we'll throw in 3 seconds or protect the first round pick and move Joel and get Miles Turner and light skin back. Oh my God, from the Lakers.
Kuzma.
Uh, Coop. Yeah, Kuzma.
Mm,
Kuzma. And the only reason I say Kuzma because you gotta make the contracts work
yeah, well, I just don't know if your man,
because
well, they are in the East. I mean, so it's like when
yeah,
to get to the finals, you're not gonna have to see nobody but say Cat, and that's really don't. Who's the best bigs out there in the East, right? Is Joe? When Joe, I'm saying besides Joel, is it just Cat? And who
Joel,
else is out
Bam,
there? Oh,
Bam,
Bane.
but he's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bam,
but
Bam.
they got Giannis to go with him. So I was just trying to
Yeah.
think like, could you get through with Turner being your main big? Because I think they lost. Did they re-sign Andre Drummond, or did they still got him? I feel
I
like
think
somebody else
Andre.
got Andre Drummond.
Yeah, Andre went to the Knicks, right?
I think he did take Mitchell Robinson's spot. I think you're right.
Yeah,
So I don't know, bro. I don't know if that's gonna be enough for them.
yeah, Knicks.
Yeah, you gotta have some size, bro. I just don't really know. So we'll see.
Yeah, but I feel like Miles Turner can defend the rim and he can shoot, so it'll open up space for VJ, Maxie, Brown to attack the paint, and
Yeah.
it's not gonna be so much. Joel, don't get it wrong, is great, but you got three people who can get up and down, and Joel is more of a get the ball, get out the way, slow it down, where Miles is a little more up and down. You can kick it out to him. So I think it'll just be a better fit on the court, honestly,
Oh
especially
yeah.
if you're having to adjust to Joel being in and out, because that's gonna be two different teams, like
100%.
literally when he's playing, when he's not playing.
No, you're right. And that, to be honest, it sounds like as I'm thinking about it, he's not as good as a like just straight up defender, but he plays good help D and he can guard the rim. But offensively, it'll probably be a lot like having Horford out there, where you gotta have him posted up in like a basically a corner spot, but he can also hit like the mid range jumper if he needs to. And JB has already thrived in a system like that. So yeah, you're probably right. That probably would be a good look. I don't know if Miles will get traded, but that is somebody who they should probably target for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then, I mean, speaking of centers moving, you already kind of brought him up. Your team, the Lakers, man. First, LeBron said that he wasn't coming back, but a lot of people's come out saying like, yeah, you saying you broke up first, but it was kind of obvious that they weren't gonna really re-sign you. And then y'all brought in, the White Knights, re-signed Austin to Max, brought in, traded everything you had for Walker Kessler, and who else y'all pick up? Grimes, Quentin Grimes too, right?
Yeah, we got Colin Sexton,
Yeah.
and then the dude they call, because I can't say his name, Sandro Mamu from Toronto. He kind of took the
Right.
Rui spot. So they overhauled the team, bro. Overall team.
Oh,
So
how do you one how as a Lakers fan? Because I've heard a lot of other non-Lakers fans. You see what I say when they're talking about a team? Sometimes just listen to the fans. How do you feel about Bron leaving and the Bron era being over?
I feel like it's weird, bro, because you're not gonna hear many Kobe fans talk as glowingly about Braun as I do. But I daggone, you know me, bro. I like good players. So like once LeBron came to the Lakers, Kobe gave his blessing, so why shouldn't I give mine? You know what I mean? Like, for real. So I just was like, I never really hated on Braun. I didn't like this whole thing that we were doing every year, where it was like we were the new Packers with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. I don't like going through that, merry-go-round where it's like I like a superstar who doesn't necessarily crave the attention. LeBron clearly likes being in the spotlight, so that's the only thing I'm like happy that we don't have anymore. Uh, I kept thinking to myself like maybe we should just let LeBron ride it out because can we get a better third player than him? But you can't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's about fit. Yeah, when our third best player is not going to be as good as LeBron was this year, but does he fit with our team better? Can he play defense more consistently than LeBron can? Do we have a player who complements Luka well? Because the only thing that LeBron did that complemented Luka was his ability to run down the floor right after a missed shot, and Luka could find him on a football style pass, right? Like their games
Yeah.
don't really sync up with each other. So from that aspect, bro, I'm glad we have that chapter is kind of over, so we can kind of move forward with the Luka joint. But all respect to LeBron, like I don't care what nobody says. You come to any place for 8 years, you get you a championship. Where we were the previous 6 years before he got there, it was just a successful stint. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't deserve a statue or nothing in LA, but if they retire his jersey when it's all said and done, kudos to that man, bro. He came and got us a ring.
Yeah. To me, just as the outside looking in, I remember that off season, going into that off season before he went to LA, a lot of people thought there was no chance he was gonna go there because of the state of what the Lakers were. Y'all was a perennial top two, top three pick. Like y'all had what felt like the second pick like 3-4 years straight.
Yeah, we
Um,
did. Yeah.
so to see what he did, even though it was a bubble championship, but still, y'all was the I think number one seed before COVID going in that season. So yeah, you gotta appreciate what he did, especially where y'all was at. It wasn't like it was coming off Kobe championship then him. Like nah, it was some dark days even with Kobe on the team with the Achilles. Shout out, ruptured Achilles out there. Um, but yeah, so I think you got to look at it positive. But I know when you talk about Kobe fans, I didn't even say Laker fans, Kobe fans. Like I know Mel celebrated him leaving.
Oh, for sure. He's still
I
talking
know.
about it. Yeah, he's still talking about it. Like last night I was watching the fights, right? And he got off at like 10:30. And I said, "Oh, bro, you got off at perfect time. Paddy about to fight." He's like, "Bro, I'm watching Lakers Summer League highlights." I was like, "Bro, I'm cool on Lakers right now." I was like, "It's not that season yet." He said, "Bro, LeBum is off my team." He said, "I'm watching everything." He said, "I'm watching practices if they let me." I was like, "Is it that serious, bro?" Like, I mean, bro, I get not like it. Bro, his whole thing is he don't like people being over Kobe, and he didn't want him to even tie Kobe for 5 for 5. So it's just like he was torn all season. He's like, I want the team to do well, but we can't win a championship. I'm like, well, you don't want the team to do well, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's a short menu, bro. Wins or losses, and I can't put myself there, bro, where I'm rooting against my team. You get what I'm saying? Like I just can't. If the Lakers got a chance to win, I want to fucking win. I don't want no Kobe, bruh. Stop it. If people who already think Braun is better than Kobe, a championship ain't gonna mean nothing because he don't got as many now. Like if you think he's better than Kobe, you always don't think he's better than Kobe. There's nothing else you can do. So
Yeah, and let Luca win. Let Luca start winning. He gonna start getting some of that hate too.
oh, for sure.
Hey,
He actually
hey,
said something that's interesting. I want to get your ear on this for a second. He said if Luka gets 2 rings, he said he only needs 2 rings with the Lakers, and he said the fans will put him on like Kobe and Magic and level and stuff. And I'm like, bro, they both got 5 apiece. Like I don't know if he'll have that type of fanfare, but I get why he's saying because I think Luka's so popular, it makes you be like, well, he's got the international draw. But I just feel like amongst Lakers fans, do you think he could? Well, from the outside looking in, do you think that would be disrespectful to start putting them in that type of breath, like Kobe and Magic in them?
nah, I think he'll be at that next tier with Shaq. It
That's what I
kind
said.
of yeah, that
Yeah,
next tier with Shaq.
and
Yeah,
Shaq got a three-peat, bro. Like unless you roll off, they got to be 2 back to back. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
but but you know what though? Maybe Kobe fans give him like extra ring because they be like, you got LeBron out of here. So maybe that's what he doing.
he let us out of the Bron era. That's what it was.
Yeah, man. But shit, speaking of Brown, one of his former teams, man, we kind of brought it up when we was talking about Bam, Giannis to Miami, and whoever else they can get to play. I know Wiggins is back at 22, got
Yeah,
Hardaway and McDaniels, but it ain't much there. Um,
yeah.
I really thought they was gonna do the Bucks was gonna do the trade for Jalen Brown, but clearly Jalen
They
Brown
took
ain't worth much out there in these streets. Uh,
ridiculous, ridiculous,
yeah,
bro.
like,
But I don't know
bro,
what they're gonna do though. I
yeah,
don't know what they're gonna do with their team because like they got who knew they'd pick up this summer besides the trade.
Hardaway re-signed Wiggins at 22, and they already had Daniels. I don't think it's been much else. They
Davion,
drafted somebody,
they
right?
still got
No,
Davion Mitchell.
yeah, they got Davion Mitchell.
I don't know, bro. They need a guard, man. I think they actually just signed Mike Conley, didn't they?
Nah, I thought they got
Mike
Hardaway.
just
Mike,
Mike signed with somebody. He might have signed with like Golden State or something. I thought he signed up to be somebody's backup. That ain't gonna make much of a difference. If you're relying on Mike Conley this year, you're in trouble. Um, but yeah, they got. I just need to see how the roster fills out, bro. Because I like the base of what they are. I just got to see what they. Oh, Mike Conley signed with the Celtics.
yeah,
But they I like the bones of what they are. I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit, but they gotta add some shooters, man. There was a whole bunch of shooters out in the market that they just I mean, obviously they couldn't pay for Craig Gary Trent. He just got paid. But I feel like a dude like Luke Kennard, those type of dudes, they could have picked them up. I don't understand why they let all them shooters get off the market.
they didn't have no money. Like once Wiggins did the 22, they was pretty much out of money. They had 18 million left after Wiggins to fill out the rest of the roster. Because they
Mm.
hard cap. You know, the whole second April shit, they hard cap. So they couldn't bring nobody else in that was over the minimum. And it sounds like all their eggs are in the can we get LeBron and see how that go. But
I just don't think he put himself in a position with a team that's already behind the 8 ball in terms of like talent. They're at a talent deficit. We just talked about it with the other teams that you're trying to beat. And back in the day, maybe you could have a heavy top, be top loaded, but not right now. If you ain't got no bench, you know what I'm saying? LeBron, he gonna have to come out. Giannis is, at this point, we gotta say he might be injury prone. And then we know Bam by himself is just not enough. So I don't know if that's a good move for him, bro.
So I would say the three things that make it interesting, I would assume for Braun is one is Miami if he likes the city.
Yeah.
Two, if he goes there of most of the teams, this is the one where he will go back to being the number one like ball handler, like point guard, either scorer, facilitator. Like he will be the number one with the ball, and because they need bodies, Bronny got a chance not only to come there and get playing time, like if Hardaway have a bad day or Daniels, like he got a chance to start, like cause they gonna need players. So if he want to play with
Not a
the
good
Sun,
thing, bro. That's not a good thing. I mean, because what are you trying to do right now? Are you trying to win the championship? If you're trying to win a championship, Miami's got to be off the list. I think his only two, the only we heard a lot of teams because there's a lot of teams he could go to and they have a legit chance to win. But out of the teams that they keep throwing around, I think obviously it's between the Warriors and the Cavs. I just don't see how the Cavs necessarily work with him and James on the same team. Uh, I, that's like he could fit in there, and I think they would have a really good shot to come out of the East. I'm questioning that fit. I'm questioning that fit. I think the Warriors joint, bro. If they can find any way to get AD, I think that's a done deal. A done deal. I don't know if it's a done deal if they can't get AD. I keep thinking to myself like, yeah, it would be fun for him. Obviously Draymond came out and was talking about his pitch. He said he went on a vacation or whatever with him, and he was like, his pitch was crazy. You know what I mean? He was like, he said he knows for a fact if he had his mind made up on another team, it got his mind working. And he was like, if he didn't have his mind made up, he was like, he's sure that now he's looking at the Warriors a little bit better. So I'm sure his pitch was dope. But I don't know, bro. Saying if I had to choose him to go to a team, I would pick the Warriors. But that would be assuming they could get AD. I just think that would be the most fun to see.
yeah, I was saying this during the finals, but it sounds like they don't actually want him. The Spurs would be my choice. I would like the Spurs needed him. Like if he's
Yeah.
on that team, they win the finals. Um, I think the Cavs make sense only if we can get OKC six man James Harden. Like if you telling me James Harden is willing to come off the bench again, then I think that makes a lot of sense because now you letting him facilitate off the bench, go back to being James Harden in spurts where he can now just do whatever he wants, score. I think that would be an intriguing team. Um, the 76ers, you saw Bob Myers on the Rich and Max podcast shooting his pitch. I how we talked about it's three people with the ball. They can use that facilitator, let him be the table setter because that ain't really Max's game. Let him play actually point guard, a
Yeah.
facilitating point guard. And when Joel is out, he can kind of play more of that power forward position and try to, you know, do that. The Warriors, I it, I like it from an entertainment standpoint. I just don't think they can really win. Because I just don't who's going to be their perimeter defender, even with AD, is my kind of question. Like
That's
who's
what I was
going to
gonna
guard?
say to you about the Cavs though. Like to me, tell me what's the difference. Like to me, if he goes to the Cavs, that's the Lakers with a big man. You got two highly dynamic scoring guards that can't guard nobody. And then at least they got Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. But we saw when they play like Detroit, they can get manhandled down there. So I'm with you. Their defense could be good, but LeBron is not that anymore. And then you don't got any dudes who can, you got to have a point of attack defender now with so many good guards, somebody who can stop that opposition from initially getting in the paint to some degree. And I do like the Spurs. I like even him in Minnesota. That's why I'm surprised that if he actually wants to win, he's not just looking at these certain. He should look. I think you have a better chance of winning in Denver. Like what I'm saying, you could go to Denver and be good. I feel like him and Jokic would be crazy together because he could play the three. You already got Aaron Gordon, and then you have Jamal Murray and just another good defender up there. Whether it's Peyton Watson or Christian Brown, it'll probably be Christian Brown at that point. I'm sure they'll probably let Peyton Watson go. Got Bruce B coming off the bench. I think there's so many other better options for him than some of the teams we've been hearing, bro. Minnesota seems like a really like that's a good fit for him. You know what I'm saying? Like they need a point guard,
Yeah.
don't they? Well, they got AO. I forgot they paid all that for AO. So
Yeah. And also too, like some of this, like you've heard, like I know Rick Bucher, and it's been a couple other like NBA quote unquote insiders who are saying like some of this rich stuff isn't all these teams calling, it's him trying to sell LeBron to these teams. So it sounds like Spurs pulled out once they signed Tobias Harris, which to me it's just a place that makes the most sense. But
yeah,
I think it will be one of the four. It's going to be the Cavs, Warriors, Sixers, or Miami. Like I just don't.
yeah,
Denver makes a lot of sense. Like they could potentially win there with Denver. They still need a backup center. Yeah, and Celtics, nah. I
yeah.
don't know about. Yeah,
I don't think they. To me, bro, like and this goes back into like what you were talking about earlier in terms of like you be like wondering why certain teams make certain moves, like with the Mikal Bridges trade, like teams that are desperate do stuff like that. Like a Celtics team, they're not desperate. You know what I'm saying? They just won a couple years ago. They got their star. They just got finished dealing with a guy who was a disgruntled. They're not desperate like that. The Cavs, like there's nothing else going on in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Like they're desperate to have some relevancy, like you were talking about. And so I just think teams like that, Golden State, they're desperate to try to make salvage the last few years of Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Miami is desperate to be good again because they've lived in the play-in. So unless you're dealing with desperate teams, I don't think they're gonna, you know, do nothing too crazy. But from the teams that he's been mentioning, like I said, my personal preference is him go to Warriors if they get AD. If they don't get AD, I kind of still want to see him play with Steph. But at that point in time, I guess I would root for a Cavs reunion and just kind of hope they can piece it together and make that joint work. You know what I'm saying? Just be worried about the defense.
yeah. Like with Jimmy coming off the injury, like that's what makes that situation tough. Like if I know I was still getting peak Jimmy, I would say okay, we can make some noise there. But yeah, and I just don't love a big situation. Porzingis had the mystery illness. Al Horford, you know,
Are you talking
we
about if they just Bron? You're saying like AD is not a part of that? Is that what you're
yeah
talking? Okay.
yeah. If
Yeah.
if you get that,
Without AD, it's just you just want to see LeBron and Steph together. They're not doing nothing.
so and this is why I go again. Peak Jimmy. Peak Jimmy has dragged some teams some places. That's why I'm saying if it's peak Jimmy, that's one of them few people in the playoffs. No matter what he's in the regular season, he just becomes a different player. Now I don't think he's gonna be that coming off an injury, especially a
Right.
major injury. But if you told me he was getting Miami Jimmy, yeah, like I seen him do way more or less. So
No, I mean that would be crazy if they could find a way to time Braun and you was getting that type of Jimmy Butler back. Uh,
because that Jimmy, it can be a perimeter defender. And now
yeah,
you got Draymond in the back. Like that now we cooking. And they still got Gary Payton to get the guards. Now you got three levels of defense.
yeah,
Now that's something different.
100%. I mean, you still would be kind of relying on Porzingis to be there. Because Draymond, as good as Draymond is, like with this the West now, so you got to go through OKC, who they are tall, if anything, so they got high size. You got to go through Jokic, you got to go through Embiid. So at that point, you're just like, well, we're gonna try to outscore these teams, and these teams are all younger than us. It's just tough in the West, bro. It's tough in the
Oh,
West.
you lost me with AKC, OKC, because we saw Chet get Punk, and we done seen Jimmy Punk teammates. So if Jimmy was
Yeah,
the
but
senior, you
we
talk
saw
about
we saw Chet get punked by the best big damn near in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't he's the only guy that does that to Chet that from the stats. Like when he plays against Chet, he tries to dominate him. So I get that, but from what Chet was a second team defense. You know what I'm saying? He was averaging 16, 17 a game. He's no slouch. It's just that when you could put him next to an alien, it's like me and you saying you think you the smartest dude in their room. I guarantee you, if you dad gonna have a conversation with Albert Einstein, you would rethink some things, or maybe you wouldn't. but most people would. You know what I'm saying? Most people, your conversation with Albert, you might think you're even smarter. You were like, I was holding my own in there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff Albert didn't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, nah, for real though, I was like, nah, Albert got me, but I taught him some things. I taught him some things.
I made him think. I made him think.
I taught him some things.
Nah, but yeah, bro. I think all of a sudden, all serious jokes aside, I think if I had to put my money on it, I think LeBron's going to end up going home, bro. I think he's going to go home.
Yeah, mine is I'm starting to believe the Sixers, and that's only because Bob Myers going on the Power Rich. Like, I just don't think he'd go up there if it ain't at least a greater than 50% chance. Like,
That would
I
be
just don't
great.
think.
You think that's actually going to work though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like him being like their ultimate Swiss Army knife, and like, do you think they would have a real chance to win?
You got to tell me Jaylen Brown's temperament. If he's coming to fit in and play, then yeah.
Because that would also mean that Bronny probably won't be coming. Because you remember JB had them comments about Bronny. That's the only reason him and Bron ain't really that tight no more. So I just wonder how that whole dynamic will work, you know, because I know Bron feels some type of way about it. He used to mention it after games and stuff. And yeah, that's interesting, bro. So I don't know.
Yeah. But and I mean, Jai got dumped off at Portland. That's an interesting situation because they got more point guards than a little bit. Like the only other team that maybe got more point guards is Brooklyn Nets, who
Yeah.
the draft before last used all 5 picks in the first round on point guards. So I
Yeah.
don't know what Portland Brooklyn doing, but that's um
There's a move coming,
interesting.
bro. There's a move coming. Scoot had some moments in the playoffs or whatever, and really this whole season, this last season, he played solid, but for where you drafted him, he's been a bust. You know what I'm saying? I think we can both agree
Yeah,
on that, right? You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I think like at this point, you're probably trying to get off to him. I don't know if you're trying to get off of Drew. You know what I mean? He played well for you in the playoffs last year. That team is still looking scary, bro. They got a lot of things they can do. I think they're gonna roll it out and see what it looks like. Um, and then, they're 100% gonna get rid of some of them guards, bro. I think Scoot is, you know, I think he's the first person they looking to move though, for sure.
yeah. And then the other big move, which is on hold,
Oh,
Kawhi going back
yeah,
to Toronto. I think that's a good trade for the Clippers in Toronto. BI going back to LA. He seemed like he'll like it over there compared to, being in Toronto.
yeah,
So, um, hopefully
100%.
they'll go ahead and say whatever is happening with the whole, scandal with the salary cap joint, and then they can move on to, Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, because I feel like there's something there too. Like maybe daddy is getting an extra paycheck on the side and be like, hey, just get at the son. But
I gotta actually look into that because I heard Rob Parker talking about that, about how people are running with it, but it's really a false narrative. They were saying that like he left money on the table, but they were like they maxed him out for those 2 years, whatever the 2 year deal was, because of Brunson's like his accolades. He hadn't made a whole bunch of first teams and stuff like that. They maxed him out to the max they could give him at that time. So there was like this whole notion that he gave up $100 million. That's if he had to sign the next year. So like, yeah, technically he delayed the signing, but Anthony Davis did the same thing for the Lakers. When we signed him to the extension, he still had a year or two left on his deal. He signed a 2 year extension for like 120 million. And if he had waited another season, he probably would, when he was down to his last year, he could have signed like a 4 year extension for like way more money. So it's like, yeah, technically he left money on the table, but unless he gets hurt, like the contract that he just signed the extension for, that's the money that he probably would have got anyway. So it's like this whole notion that if this really what he did was he held off on the big time extension so they could sign guys because he knows that at the end of the day, they can, because he's on that team, he can always circumvent the cap to get re-signed. It's just about whether New York wants to pay the luxury tax or not. So I don't know. It's just like everybody keeps saying, because I thought I was giving the old buddy kudos. Like he left 100 million on the table. bro. I don't know if he left. I gotta look into that a little bit more.
Nah, he did. It's closer to like AD was coming off of what you talking about. He was already on like a match contract. It's actually closer to like Steph Curry was doing when he was on that real low deal because of the ankles. And
Yeah,
if he was to extend off of that, then the it wouldn't have been as big a deal. Like he had to become a free agent to then sign the mega $200
right.
million deal. So yeah, that's what it really is. Like it wouldn't have made sense for him to extend off his contract because the extension can only be an 8% raise. So he had to become a free agent to get the big deal. But that's the reason why people are saying that, Victor took less than what he could have took because Victor could have waited. He could have did a 5-year max deal, but
Right.
only thing he's forsaking there is the 5th year. His annual amount is still gonna be up there though.
Yeah. I mean, which I get why everybody's like, yo, the players. Everybody loves to be like, players stop taking less money. The owners don't take less money, bro. It's a salary cap. Point blank, period. So, like, yeah, I get it. I probably would. I'm sitting there saying it, but I would probably take the most amount possible. But I can't fault guys because everybody who faults the players for taking it is like, look at all these dudes who took less money, and Pat Mahomes took less money, and they still didn't pay Tyreek Hill. They still didn't pay this guy. You you never know what the team is gonna do with the money, but you can't sit there and be like, if you give the team more money to play with, that doesn't give them more options to try to put the most competitive team around you. You have to trust that the front office is gonna make moves that's gonna make y'all good, but you can't tell me that the thought behind it is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cap league, and if he's looking
Yeah.
at the league and he's like, oh, I want to make sure they can pay Steph. I want to make sure they can pay Castle when the time comes, and we can still continue to make the team better. I do think that you can't have all these dudes just maxing out, bro. That's what I was telling you about Austin Reeves before he signed. I'm like, bro, he can't get paid $50 million. I appreciate him. 50, 60 million. He's not that type of player. In order for me to pay you that type of money, this is the reason I ain't like the Donovan Mitchell joint. He hasn't shown me that he can get that much of the cap and your team can suffer because you can't sign as good players when the guy's making that much and everything is gonna be okay. You're not Luka, you're not Shea, you're not Giannis. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's only a few players who should even get that really deserve that type of bread. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I When it's my team, I agree with you. When it's everybody else on the team, I'd be like, shit, the owners ain't taking less money. So I get it. Like I get
I,
it. And here go the thing too, like everybody ain't gonna go on to be a great TV analyst or TV podcast or have a second career. It's gonna be some people, 34, 35, like me and you, whatever we do, we can do for another 20 years. Like, but that shit over. It's over. And depending on how good you is with your money, like you could be out here looking like Floyd, and especially now with these contracts, that's how people gonna look at you. Like before, you made $100 million and went broke. Like we looked at you. It's gonna be players now who made 4, 5, 600 million. If they go broke, we're gonna really look at them like they crazy.
yeah, you're right. I mean, bro, you're right. It's just about what you are. To me, there's certain guys though. The first contract, I understand. You get your family right. After that first contract, bro, like if you're an all-time great player or people are looking at you that you could be in those realms, that's what ultimately is what your legacy is gonna come down to. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's gonna look at like Wemby could be the first. I think actually Jason Tatum is the first guy who they said is probably gonna eclipse it. He could be the first billion-dollar player, right? That's not
Yeah.
what it's gonna be in your on your Hall of Fame shrine. It's gonna say how many championships you won, how many points did you put up, all that. It's about the accolades from that aspect. You won't get paid. And if you're a really good player, you can make that up off court. So I'm always torn on that, bro, because obviously you want these dudes to get their bread. I get it. You got a finite time to make bread, but there's levels to it. If I wouldn't tell Luke Kennard and Rui Hachimura the same thing I would tell Giannis. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if Giannis already made 300, I'd be like, bro, on this next one, you got to look at what's the best. How are you gonna put yourself in the best position to win a championship? Luke Kennard, bro, he had to go and sign for however much money he could. You get what I'm saying? So I just think it's different. It's levels to the joint, and unfortunately, I feel like that. No, I'm not gonna say unfortunately. Most of the time, dudes decide to take the bread. You know what I'm saying? And I can't fault them for that, but it's a cap league, bro. This ain't baseball.
Yeah, I think some of it makes sense. Like I get what Wemby doing. You got two young players, and as long as Wemby is healthy, he's gonna make all the money in the world on and off the court. Austin Reeves was an undrafted free agent, so he's kind of starting from behind. He playing catch up. I even look at somebody like Booker, who goes, "Pay me everything you got." My front office, even if I give them a break, y'all see what they doing. They not about to bring in no help. Pay me. Like
Yeah.
make so some players I get it. Um, Other players, I mean, I can understand where you go. Hey, let's let's make the team better. You look at somebody like Steph. Steph, I feel like was playing catch up these past few years because of the great break they had. Based off of his injuries or whatnot. So some players,
Yeah.
I'm like, get all you can. Um,
Yeah. I'm with you on
but
that.
then other players too, like Joker. Yeah, Joker, take less. You can bring in more players, but what he's done for Denver and how he's made that team relevant and like I feel like there's part of him who is old, bump the winning like what he's done for his off the court too. So
Like
battery
when I
died.
was bro.
Yeah, but
No, I'm
yeah,
with
we
you on
good.
that.
Yeah,
I just say this because yeah, do like I'm talking to trying to get inside information from somebody right now in a shady place. But but your man's Joker, he's in the exact situation we were just talking about, where it seems like he's about to do what I kind of like, yo, I would advise him not to do, which is he's waiting. He could sign the extension this summer. He's waiting until next year where he can get the absolute most. And we're like, bro, you got in the championship, so if that's all you care about, it just don't seem like it. When you win 3 MVPs, you clearly are putting work in the offseason to try to get better. You know what I'm saying? And because I remember when we played them in the bubble, bro, and it's just like I remember Joker was good, but at that point in time, I was way more worried about Jamal Murray. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, just that run that he was on, you would never say nothing like that now. You know what I'm saying? Joker is always the biggest threat. So he's gotten better since then, but it's like, bro, are you comfortable with just okay? I'm the guy who won a whole bunch of MVPs. I already got my ring. I'm just gonna give it a good shot every year and see where it goes from there. Because, bro, you got enough money to buy all of Serbia, bro. You know what I'm saying at this point. So it's just like, do you need the extra 50 million, or you saw that you guys just got beat this year? Y'all lost in the first round. Was it the first round? This year they lost in the first
yeah,
round, right?
yep,
So it's just like every year they're losing a step. It's like you were getting to the Western Conference Finals, and then you didn't actually. Yeah, they didn't get to the Western Conference Finals because Ant-Man and them beat them last year. And then this year you didn't even get out the first round. It's just like you're too good of a player to do that, bro. So I don't
yeah. Well, um,
know.
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting NBA season. Starting off with where LeBron ended up going. Um, And the only other thing I guess worth commenting on, before the NBA draft, man, I made an argument that Caleb Wilson, was going to be the best player in the draft. He's already set the summer league record. And as a huge Tar Heel fan, granted I'm biased when it comes to the Tar Heel players, but if he gonna be shooting like that,
It's gonna
he
be a
gonna be a
problem, bro.
problem.
It's gonna be a
It's
problem,
gonna be a
bro.
problem.
I don't know if he's gonna, because I was thinking more like a KG. He was gonna be nice in the mid range, Evan Mobley style, bro. He's tween, you know what I'm saying? Pulling up like he's trying to be KD, like you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of guy, you know. So I don't know, bro. Like it's looking scary for the league, because I mean,
Hey,
Cam
that
was Cam was legit trying to play defense on him at times, and he couldn't do nothing with him. So
Hey, so far it's early, it's summer league, but that top four is looking like they living up to the bill. Like,
absolutely,
Peterson look like he
man.
gonna be a bona fide scorer. Like Boozer, he's one of y'all people, but he played well. And I was saying Caleb was gonna be elite just off of his ability to score at the rim and what he doing at the rim. If now all of a sudden you got to guard him like he's a baby Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, like
Crazy,
I
bro.
don't know. I don't know what you do with that person because he's unstoppable at the rim. Like, and
Yeah.
that shooting, like if we had that shooting in college,
I mean, he might
I,
have been able to shoot more. They just were like, for our team, we don't need you stepping out there.
I
But yeah, I
yeah, we
mean,
had,
him and
yeah, we
AJ,
had,
AJ is like, AJ don't got that shot yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and AJ seemed like he was getting his shot better throughout the year in college. But Caleb's joint just looks way more natural than even DeBonce's right now. So yeah, I don't know, bro. Like all four of those teams, they can't be upset with they pick. Like they gotta feel good about the pick. You know what I'm saying? So obviously you can rank whoever. It seems like at this point Boozer seems to have the lowest ceiling out of the four. But if you get a guy who ends up giving you 20 and 10 for his career, becomes Zebo, you know what I'm saying? Or Al Jefferson, like that type of guy, you can't be mad at that. So
Yeah. And look, and if you're right, Caleb could shoot like that in college, they need to call Hubert back and fire him all over again. Call him back. I'm just gonna let you know you fired again. Like,
hey, we're gonna bring you back in real quick, man. That would be crazy. Yeah, I've heard of it before though. Y'all had a guy on y'all's team that was going it, what's that dude's name? I think he wore number 11. He had power forward, he had these long arms. It was after Henson. I think his name was Bryce something. I can't remember his name. It'll come to me later. But he ended up getting
Johnson.
drafted. He went to the Clippers. And I remember one game I saw him, he was shooting, and I was talking to a dude he went to high school with, and he was like, bro, he was a shooter in high school. He was like, he went to college, and we was like, why aren't you shooting no more? He was like, Roy won't let me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
Yeah,
dang. So it's great
him
because
and
he
talking
was
about
such
Bryce Johnson.
Bryce Johnson. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the tall guy, right? Yeah, he was good, and he was only played on the inside. And then when he got to the league, he started shooting almost like Shannon Fry. Shannon Fry never shot like that in college, bro. He got to the league and started shooting the 3-ball. So crazy to see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man, as you see my little white light, it died, so maybe it's time.
It's time.
Yeah, and normally I have like my little battery power bank plugged up to it, but we won't ever go long enough for it to go out. Of course it went out. But with that being said, man, coming from you with the after hours Dabsports pod,
Yes, sir.
uh, hopefully, we attack and address everything you've been waiting for us to address. We'll probably be off a couple weeks unless LeBron do something crazy and like go to the Thunder. Um,
Yeah, that's real.
and
We probably
then
gonna have to get on, bro. We probably gonna have to get on just to talk about wherever he goes. As soon as he announces it, bro.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll definitely be here before the first week of August because the Panthers got the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, so get ready. Football season is coming fast and in a hurry. And till then, man, appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, send the link, the whole link, nothing but the link, and keep rock. And appreciate you for listening to us after dark. We appreciate that.
Appreciate y'all. Till next time. Go do.
All right.